right, buckle up, everybody, because today we're doing something a little different. We're diving deep into song lyrics.
Okay.
Specifically, Geezer from Kurt Hull's album, Welcome to London, Bruv.
Now, that's a good one.
Yeah, and Kurt Hull's, he's kind of all over the place genre-wise.
Right, blends it all together.
So this should be fun.
Definitely.
We've got the lyrics in front of us, of course, plus your notes.
Yep, all ready.
And we really want to get to the heart of this song, you know?
Absolutely, not just like surface level.
Exactly. Figure out what it's really saying about this Geezer character.
And his London, yeah.
Maybe even about us, who knows?
Could be.
I think after this, you'll hear the song totally differently.
I bet you're right.
So first impression, right off the bat, we meet this Geezer, and he's dapper in his pea coat.
Oh, I like that detail.
Yeah, it really stood out to me, too.
It says something, right? Like he cares about how he looks.
Even though, he's clearly been through it.
Yeah, life hasn't been easy, you can tell.
Exactly, but still that sense of style.
Interesting how we think about aging. Right?
You think letting go, maybe?
Yeah, like you just give up on those things.
But not this guy.
Nope, still sharp.
And then there's that line, life lessons thicker than your average street quote.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like he's got stories.
Oh, yeah, a whole lifetime of them.
Shaped by London, no less.
Not just any London.
Right.
He name drops specific places, East End, Westminster.
Trafalgar Square, even Big Ben.
It's his London,
Lived it, breathed it.
Exactly.
Not just a tourist passing through.
Definitely not.
And it's like he says, fam's in my blood.
Yeah.
And then right away, London's in my blood.
Like they're connected somehow.
Totally. Those two things, family and the city.
Makes you think about identity,
Where you come from, how it shapes you.
Exactly.
But it's not all roses, is it?
What do you mean?
He talks about surviving in London.
Oh, right.
Battle scars my storyline.
Heavy stuff.
Almost like a war veteran or something.
Yeah, there's that toughness to it.
Makes you wonder what he's seen.
Well, think about London's history.
Yeah.
The Blitz, for example.
Those bombing raids, wow.
A whole generation shaped by that.
Calling themselves survivors, literally. Wow, puts it in perspective.
If this geezer lived through that,
man, that resilience is something else.
imagine seeing all that destruction.
And coming out the other side.
That's where it comes from, that resilience engraved.
Yeah, like it's deep down in him.
And in London itself, maybe.
Makes me respect the older generation even more.
Me too.
But it's not just that tough exterior, is it?
No, he's got a softer side too.
Like with the tea, with the missus, Arsenal on the telly.
Such a vivid image. So cozy.
Yeah, you get this tough Londoner.
Been through it all.
But also just a regular guy.
Enjoys his routines, his comforts.
Makes him relatable.
Definitely.
And don't forget, mind sharp as Bowie.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant line.
What a way to describe someone's wit.
That's so London, right?
Bowie, yeah,
Okay.
icon of creativity.
Like, this geezer is plugged into that scene.
Aware of it, at least.
For sure.
And that line, can't be stopped nor swayed, the way he sings it.
It hits hard.
That repetition, the growl in his voice.
So powerful.
It emphasizes something,
Yeah, his spirit, like, unbreakable.
Refusing to give up.
No matter what life throws at him.
Man, I'm hooked.
Me too.
Tell me more about this London geezer.
Well, let's dig into those locations he mentions. I think they'll tell us a lot.
And those sagas he's carried.
Oh, yeah. Got to unpack those.
I bet there are some incredible stories in there.
Definitely some hidden gems waiting to be discovered.
Those locations, they're like more than just places, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
Like when he says East End to Westminster, it's like a whole journey.
It is, you're right.
Through London, I mean.
Not just geographically either.
Right, like symbolically too.
The East End, working class roots.
Wow, that grit, real tough.
And Westminster, all fancy political power.
Totally different vibes.
Makes you wonder what he did in each place.
Right, like did he grow up in the East End, then move to Westminster?
Maybe he worked his way up. Who knows?
Or just saw both sides of the city,
Over a lifetime, yeah.
That's what's so interesting about this geezer.
He's got it all, those contradictions.
London's got that too, doesn't it?
Struggles, triumphs, the whole spectrum.
And he's seen it all.
Embodies it almost.
I love that line, dodging past the tourists, seasoned like a fine wine.
Oh, yeah. Great imagery there.
Like he's acknowledging the changes,
The new London, all the tourists.
But he's still rooted in the old.
He's adapted, matured with time, like you said, like wine.
It's not resistance, it's more like
Acceptance.
yeah, and growth.
And those sagas he's carrying.
I'm dying to know those stories.
With those battle scars he mentioned.
Gotta be some wild ones in there.
Maybe Blitz stories, helping people after the bombs.
Oh, community spirit, that kind of thing.
We're seeing London change over decades.
After the war to now.
Whole different world.
He could even have music scene stories.
Oh, from Bowie to now?
To Kurt Holes himself, even.
Imagine that. The history.
It's like he has living history.
That line, history in my voice, sagas grizzled and growly.
It's more than just words, right?
It's the voice itself, telling the story.
All those growls, they're like memories.
Yeah, each one a story.
But wrinkles on his face, each one means something.
We underestimate older people,
Their stories, their wisdom.
They're like living archives.
You want to just sit down with every geezer now.
And listen.
Soak it all in.
There's another detail, though.
Oh, yeah.
That tea with the missus, Arsenal on the telly.
So specific.
Has to be a reason for that.
And more than just routine, right?
It tells us about him, his character.
His comforts, his passions.
Football's huge in the UK,
Yeah, more than just a game.
It's identity, community.
So it humanizes him, this geezer.
Exactly.
He's not just tough, he's got a life.
Loves his wife, his team, his tea.
There's humor in there too, right?
With the knees aching in the cold.
Yeah, watching his team, classic.
It reminds us aging isn't always glamorous.
But he's still enjoying it.
Not letting age define him.
There's something inspiring about that.
Definitely.
But what about us, the listeners?
What do you mean?
What can we learn from this geezer?
Good question.
What's the message for all of us?
Well, for me, it's about those stereotypes of aging.
Like we think they're all frail or whatever.
But this guy, he's sharp, engaged.
He's living life to the fullest.
Shows us aging isn't just decline.
It's a transformation.
Yeah, gaining wisdom, experience.
Finding joy, facing challenges.
It's appreciating older generations,
Your stories, their lessons.
Everyone has something to offer.
Makes you think about how we interact with them.
Right. Could we be doing more?
Before we go there, though.
Yeah.
The music itself, we haven't talked about that much.
Oh, you're right. We got caught up in the lyrics.
How does the music add to it all?
What kind of vibe does it create?
Yeah, what's Kurt Holes doing musically here? Yeah, we've been so focused on the story, the geezer himself.
It happens.
Almost forgot there's actual music happening.
Easy to do when the lyrics are so good.
But yeah, Kurt Holes, he's a musician, not just a poet.
Right. Knows how to use sound to make a point.
So describe the music for me in Geezer.
What's the vibe?
Yeah, what feeling do you get?
It's gritty,
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Kind of raw, like that tough exterior we talked about.
Kurt Holes, he blends genres a lot.
He does.
Here I hear rock, blues, even a bit of punk.
All working together?
Yeah, adds to that resilience.
Defiance, even.
Not polished, is it?
Nope, not at all.
Like you said, authentic, real.
Almost like a street corner performance.
Right. In London, of course.
That rawness makes it hit harder emotionally.
You can feel the experience, in his voice.
Those growls aren't just for show.
And that repetition can't be stopped nor swayed over and over.
Musically, what's it doing?
Yeah, how's that working?
It builds, like a steady beat driving forward.
Wavering, yeah.
Like the geezer himself keeps going.
Not letting anything stop him. Like a mantra, almost.
Yeah, could be.
Something he's learned over time, believes in.
Musically, it gives the song a direction.
Purpose, yeah.
That's the heart of the message, not just a catchy line.
This geezer, and London too, it's they just won't quit.
Spirit, yeah, unyielding.
So we've got these powerful lyrics.
About resilience, London, all that.
Set to this tough, driving music.
Quite a combo.
Makes an impact, for sure.
And it paints this portrait.
Of this one guy. But he's more than that, right?
He stands for something bigger.
The spirit of London. It's people.
Overcoming, finding beauty in the everyday.
It's like we forget about the geezers in our own life.
The older folks, yeah.
They've got so much to offer.
If we just listen.
So, wrapping up our geezer deep dive.
What do you want listeners to walk away with?
What's the big takeaway?
For me, it's seeing aging differently.
Not just decline, but strength, too.
A life well lived. That's what it shows.
Maybe inspire someone to talk to a geezer they meet.
Hear their stories.
Yeah.
What they've learned.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Every wrinkle a story, right?
Every geezer full of knowledge to share.
Glad we could do this. Really interesting.
Me too. Eye-opening, for sure.
Always fun to unpack a song like this.
Find those hidden meanings. And to you listening, hope you got a new appreciation.
For Geezer. for Kurt Holes, for London.
Remember, every geezer has a story worth hearing.
Until next time, stay curious.
Keep exploring.
Blitz, resilience engraved. London's in my blood, can't be stopped nor swayed. Tea with the missus, Arsenal are on the telly. Knees aching in the cold, yet I'm living belly. Crossword in the Times, mind sharp as Bowie. History in my voice, sagas grizzled and growly. Tea with the missus, Arsenal on the telly. Knees aching in the cold.